Yo, what's up, nerds? I'm James.
I'm still Kyle.
He is still Kyle. Today, we're going to talk about some huge news in the adult animation industry. We got the first teaser trailer for Rick and Morty Season 7.
7.
And it has the new voices for Brick and Mortar.
That's a joke that you guys won't understand because you weren't here.
And that's the best part.
Rick and Morty is what we're talking about today. And amongst all the controversy with Justin Roiland and him being removed from the show, hasn't been creatively involved for a long time, we finally got the new voices of Rick and Morty, which I don't know if I know the guy that replaced him's name. Does anybody have that on deck right now?
Yeah, can we have our intel guy on that?
Adult Swim is keeping the identity of the two voice actors confidential until the show's season 7 premiere on October 15th.
Fascinating.
Imagine it's just someone like super random though.
It's like, who the hell is this? He just changed his voice slightly. Okay, so
Run that back.
We don't know the identities, as we've just heard from our intel people, but it is two different voice actors for Rick and Morty. From what I've heard in the trailer, I like where they're going with this. It's not too far removed, but it's not so insanely different.
So I agree with Morty. Morty is like pretty spot on, and
Rick,
right? So it's not difficult to get him right because once you're in that character, it works really well.
You just need to be a whiny teen.
But Rick, on the other hand,
Rick
the
is
only
hard.
issue that I had, like his normal talking voice sounds spot on. It works. I enjoy that. But once he gets excited in any way, or in like the inflection or the yelling starts to happen, that's where whoever is doing the voice of Rick seems to fall apart on just that slight like inflection on his voice.
To try and copy it to the best of my ability, it's like, Rick, Morty, wake up. Morty, we gotta go massacre a planet of people too. Morty, stop doing that! And it's like, that's not Rick, that's an old constipated man. Which I guess is Rick. But it's...
I wasn't expecting that either, guys.
But what I'm trying to demonstrate is that it's like, when he talks, he sounds like Rick. It's like the gravelly, drunken, miss something old fart. But when he gets like excited, the inflection kind of, you lose that depth, and it's more just like a dude pretending to be an old fart while yelling at someone. If that's what you're trying to go for.
So for me, it just sounds different. And that's really all it needs to be chalked up as. Really, at the end of the day, is where it loses the impression. But I am surprised that they went even the way of going impersonator or like someone who sounds very similar to these characters, instead of just changing the characters' voices like they did with Solar Opposites. And I believe that's just one of those things that I was not expecting. But they are iconic voices, and I do believe they made the right choice. And after hearing everything, we'll see how the actual season plays out. But
I will say, I feel like none of the show's energy or atmosphere was lost. Mm-hmm. So that's definitely good.
Right. And a lot of people were worried about Justin Roiland leaving. But as Dan Harmon came out recently and said that he hasn't really been involved creatively for a while, and there's not really much to miss about him being gone, minus the voices of two iconic characters that he created.